Welcome back to Afternoon Live. From ice cream spills on shirts to sweaty workout clothes, stains do not take a break in the summer. Here with his summer laundry survival guide, we welcome back the tidy dad, Tyler Moore. Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Hannah. And I'm sure that you've had lots of stains at your house. So today we can start to tackle some of those pesky stains because summer is still in full swing. Our kids are playing and they're definitely getting messy.
Lots of arts and crafts, all kinds of stains I did not see coming this summer. So do you have some tips for us for kind of those everyday things that we'll come across?
Yeah, so I feel like the number one stain treater that I feel like it's the unsung hero is actually something that you have in your kitchen, which is dish soap. So
Mm.
dish soap, especially formulated for grease and grime. We think about using it on our dishes, but it actually can be a really powerful stain treater. So when you see a stain, you can put on a little bit of dish soap and then run it under cold water. And another tool that you probably have at home is a toothbrush. Doesn't have to be a new toothbrush, it can be an old used one, but essentially this helps to act as just another way to work out that stain. Like if it's on a shirt, put a little dish soap, get a little bit of cold water, and it's great for chocolate. It's great for blood stains if you have any sort of boo-boos or nosebleeds, any sort of food stain. But I feel like the sooner you treat it, the better. And everybody has dish soap around, so I feel like it is the hero or the gold medal winner since we're in this Olympic season of stain treaters.
We do keep a spare toothbrush in our sink for just such, you just never know. You just never know what you're going to need it for.
Yeah, yeah, just don't use it. But another thing that can be really helpful in the kitchen is baking soda and peroxide and even vinegars can be really helpful because what's kind of fun about this is if you have kids and they have stains on their clothes, you can actually use it as a science experiment. I'm a teacher by day, so it's nice to always pull in that learning. But essentially, the baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, or vinegar, there's that chemical reaction. And anytime you have those bubbles, that's what helps to break down some of the stains that you may have. Grass stains, a really great treatment is that baking soda, that hydrogen peroxide. You can use that toothbrush again. What you want to do is you can make a paste and then you essentially put it on the clothing. You let it sit for a little bit and then you take your toothbrush, you gently sort of brush it out, wash it again or rinse it out with cold water, and then you can put the paste back on it. And I think cold water is really helpful. It's essentially like when you're actually doing laundry, there's a difference between using the hot water and cold water, but that cold water from the sink really can be another helpful tool for getting some of those stains out.
Okay, do you have any ideas about sand from the beach that can be so pesky and stubborn?
Yeah, so one thing that's really helpful is baby powder, and I know that baby powder sort of gets a bad rap in other respects, but baby powder can actually be helpful for helping just to remove some of that sand that's actually on your feet or on your hands. But what you really want to do is you've got to wait for things to dry out. And so we have you can use a bucket like by your door. It's like everybody changes, you put those sandy clothes in, you let them dry out, and then that's when you want to brush it off. I feel like so often we're so quick to just throw all of those dirty clothes into the washing machine. But as you know, if you throw sandy clothes in the washing machine, then you're going to have sand inside your washing machine, and then you're going to need to clean out your washing machine. So you've got to let it dry out, then you got to brush it off, and then you can throw it in the washer.
I think we've all learned lessons about what not to do with sand the hard way. So that makes a lot more sense. Let
Yeah.
things dry out. Hey, I want to ask you about laundry stripping. How does that work?
Okay, so laundry stripping is one of the most exciting processes. So essentially, whenever we're wearing our clothing, even when we throw it in the washing machine, sometimes it's really easy for oils, deodorant, even fabric softener can be left on your clothing. And so fabric stripping is the process of removing those out. Now, you can use some ingredients that you have at home. You can use like powdered detergent. You need some baking soda, or not some washing soda, and then borax, and you can make your own concoction. There's also this new product called Launderful, which I'm using right here. It's in this little packet. Essentially, you fill the bathtub up with warm water. You put in all of those clothes. I put in my workout clothes. I'm training for a triathlon, so I've been swimming in the lake, I've been biking, I've been running. I put it all in the bathtub, and you let it sit for between 6 to 8 hours. Every hour or so, you come in and you can agitate it. So you can use a broom handle, you can use your hand, you move it all around. And as the hours pass, I am telling you, the water gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier, and it's helping to lift off a lot of those things that are set in. Think about the number of times you've been at the swimming pool with your kids and all the sunscreen that you have applied. All of that sometimes stays set inside those clothing pieces, and so the stripping process helps to remove it away. You don't want to do it every week. I do it every month or so during the summertime because it helps just to restore things back to, I don't know, just being fresh and clean. And there's nothing like stripping laundry. It's another one of those like science experiments. So you bring your kids in and you say, I told you that you were filthy animals. Can't you see? And so it's a fun joke, but also even with my own clothing, even ball caps you can throw in. There are so many different things that you can use laundry stripping for. You can make your concoction. There are great products out there that I mentioned, like Launderful. But the idea is that you're helping to care for your fabrics in order to sustain them for the actual use. I was thinking about the bike event that's coming up, all those sweaty kids that are going to be out there. So you may want to have those stripping supplies afterwards, fill the bathtub, have a science experiment, and it is a great conversation piece for the family.
It is super satisfying to see all that dirt and grime just float away. Are there certain things, though, that we should avoid stripping, certain fabrics that are just too delicate?
Yeah, so you can always look at the tag. I always recommend that and see what the actual recommendations are, but it really does work well on a variety of different fabrics. It isn't bleach, so that's something to keep in mind. Like, we're not stripping away the coloring. It's actually just trying to deeply clean all of those different pieces within the fabric and all of the different threads. But it's great for sheets. It's great for pillows that are on your couch. It's also great for like stuffed animals. If you have kids at home, they have those little loveys, that they're sleeping with all the time. And if you think about sweating or any sort of like illness or sickness that may have come around, it could be a great time to strip it. And again, you put the little stuffed animals in, you put in the warm water, you add the solution, you let it sit for 6 to 8 hours, and then you look back at the water. And then what's really important is after stripping, you actually do throw it in the washing machine and you wash it on a regular cycle. But this is essentially, think of it as just sort of stripping away a lot of those, and what I say, those body oils, all those different things that just say set into the actual fabric. So it's a really great process.
Yeah, those stuffed animals have seen better days. They could use a little refresh too. Hey, thank you so much. It was great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.